Airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
We need to get community. We need this thing to be bigger than just our little circle of players and coaches.
Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Oregon.
With 2 seconds on the clock. He hits it!
That's the bigger picture in this thing, allowing the community to celebrate the hard work, blue-collar mentality this group brings to the table.
And the Ducks have won it. The Ducks have won.
We get to struggle together, and we get to have joy together.
Dante will dribble it out. The Ducks are Pac-12 tournament champions.
I am so proud right now to be the head coach at Oregon.
Oregon's a Fiesta Bowl champion in a 12-win season.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
Welcome inside this Country Financial Studio. We've got a busy show today because there's postseason for Oregon women's golf, postseason for Oregon men's golf. We're giving away a pair of Jordans at the baseball game on Saturday. You got to be in attendance. One entry only per person. No exchanges. Believe me, you won't want to. Knight Urezki looked up what the Jordan 7 Retros are going for. If you decided that they weren't for you, maybe that's not your size, whatever. Fan appreciation giveaway, Jordan 7 Retro, Custom University of Oregon. If you get a ticket, let's just say that your return on investment could be pretty good. But also, come on out and win some shoes. Brews and Baseball tomorrow. I understand that there's still some Brews and Baseball ticket packages available. GoDucks.com/BSBTix. Also, Friday is the Ducks' birthday. Someone asked me yesterday if I know how old the Duck is. No. Won't go down that road. The Duck would end up probably hanging me by my own headset here. But this is a chance for all of us to remember the Duck is the Duck, and Puddles was a different duck. Thank you. Puddles was the actual live duck. There's probably some descendants of Puddles still around campus somewhere. The Duck is just the Duck. We used to have a poster of this, and it's one of the few posters that we actually don't have in the Country Financial Studio, where the Duck, this was an entire marketing campaign, Scott, like 15 years ago now, where the Duck had red spray paint and scraped out Puddles, and then it was just the Duck. Puddles is a live duck. But the Duck's birthday is coming up on Friday, and then senior day for Oregon baseball on Saturday. Mark Wasikowski met with the media yesterday. We're kicking off our show with that in a moment. And also Derek Radley, Oregon women's golf head coach, won't want to miss it. Ducks put together one of the best rounds of their season in the NCAA regionals to even get to the NCAA Championships, which start on Friday. We'll have that for you. Also a little bit more on track and field's Pac-12 title on the women's side. And Logan Mercado talked a lot about stretching. I'm telling you, you won't want to miss it. And Bryce Betcher, he gave us who from the baseball team could join him on the football team and who from the football team could join him on the baseball team. There's some that won't surprise you. There's some that are pretty hilarious. That's today's show. Let's get to it. Mark Wasikowski, brought to you by the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Fight like a duck with exceptional cancer care close to home. Waz talking with the media before a busy weekend at PK Park.
Take away another conference win this past weekend against Washington. Kind of your takeaways of how the team played overall.
First takeaway is good to win another conference weekend. I think in the country right now there's only 11 teams out there in the whole country that have gone 7-2 in their weekend series, and we're one of them. So that's a really good thing. The consistency of being able to win a conference series, the 2 out of 3 weekend is a good tell for the committees when they start picking postseason regional teams and all that kind of stuff. And so that's a really good thing. On the positive, on the negative, I was disappointed that we didn't come out with 3, and so I guess those would be the 2 takeaways.
Maybe the consistency then within specific weekends hasn't been what you'd like, so you could finish off a sweep, but to have a pretty young group, which you've talked about throughout the season, consistently week after week win series. What does that tell you about the way guys are developing and maturing as they get to this point in the season?
Well, they're not quitting on themselves when they lose a game is what that tells you. They're able to be resilient and come back and be tough enough to deal with the adversity of having a loss or taking a negative, right? And a lot of times a young group, when they have a negative show up in their world, they go the other direction, and it takes you a while to get them back before you can, start having success again. So they're able to overcome adversity pretty quickly and get on to the next day or get on to the next pitch, like we like to say, from a mental side of it. But, those would be my takeaways with that.
Final series against Washington State here. Not a great year for Wazoo, but they've given some teams some tough games. Just what have you seen from them overall as a club?
Well, their number one starter is as good as anybody in the Pac-12. I think he's second or third in the conference in strikeouts. And I think he went up to Washington and I don't know how many struck out, 18 guys in one game or 17 guys in one game. The guy's ridiculous. He's been really good his whole career. He's old. I think he's a fifth year or a 6-year senior, maybe even a guy that stuck around during COVID. He's been there forever, it seems like. So he's really, really good. And so we're going to need to be on our game against him. They've got some really good bullpen pieces as well. And so even though maybe the overall body of work isn't awesome, they're definitely a team that can creep up and get you. And they've been extremely competitive. They beat USC this last week, 20-8 on a Friday night, which is, big score for a Friday night. So they're plenty capable.
When you're looking ahead to last series of the regular season at home, weather forecast looks pretty good. Where you guys are at in the race and all that, you starting to envision hopefully maybe an atmosphere, something approximating what you saw here at the end of last season?
Yeah, for the Super Regionals, it'd be great. I think there's plenty for the fans to see. I think that they're always looking for something to do in Eugene, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be sold out. You got a lot of really good local players and Oregon players, to come out and watch. Bryce Betcher, Bennett Thompson, those two guys right there are two of the many that we've got in state. Maddox Maloney right now starting shortstop. He's got looks at the Team USA team this summer. He's got a chance to be on that club. So, yeah, there's a lot of really good in-state and local talent for people to come out and watch. Another caveat is the fact that, I think this is probably one of the last sporting events in the Pac-12 conference. I don't know if it's the last or not. I'm not an expert on that, but it's going to be one of the last, and it's definitely the last baseball contest of the Pac-12 conference to be played. And so for me, other than those two things, you got an awesome baseball team that's wants your support at PK Park, fans. So come on out.
Drew Smith had a really good series this past weekend. You moved him up to the leadoff spot. What did you see out of him there? And what kind of went into the decision to put him in leadoff?
Drew Smith?
Yeah.
We don't have a true leadoff hitter, a guy that's just, really feisty, above 500 on base percentage kind of guy that's going to steal you 30 bases. We don't have that guy. And so, what do you do? You just put a guy up there that's really super competitive and old and maybe can grind out some at-bats and get things going. Last week, he did a nice job. We started the year, I think, with Drew leading off, and we've shuffled the deck, and we've really tried to find formulas that have worked the best to score runs. And, that's why we went back to that.
What does this senior class mean to you?
Well, anytime that a senior class is moving on, you look at the wall behind the fence, and you want to determine what have they accomplished from a performance standpoint. Obviously, they all have college degrees, which is great, and they've all been great guys. But when you look at their performance, that's one of the things that we did at PK Park is to have it very visible what years the team's been in the regionals and postseason play, because that's the barometer, I think, when this senior class or any class comes back to the field and they look at the wall up there and, 2000 and, 21, 22, 23, and hopefully 24 are all indicated as being regional teams and postseason type teams. And so a senior that's played in the program and can say, this is my legacy, I think means a lot when they bring their family and friends out for future years. And every year they've played at this field for this program, it's indicated as a successful postseason team. I think that says an awful lot for the senior group.
You guys have kept the starting rotation basically the same throughout the whole entire year. Is Brock Moore kind of making you think about it just a little bit more now?
Yeah, sure are. Brock, he could be teed up to be getting a start pretty soon. Potentially the Pac-12 conference tournament. really excited about us being able to stretch him out in some ways, and in others I haven't been, because that means that basically you've had a starting pitcher that hasn't gone as deep as you wanted him to go. I'd really like to see all three of our starters go really deep in the game this weekend. That'd be awesome. And Brock's now stretched out to where he can start as well. We even considered him as a starter this weekend, but chose not to. And that he'll be definitely an option moving forward. He's been dominant, and he's earned it.
With Petty thrown in the starting rotation this weekend, which day were you thinking about having him pitch? Was that like Sunday or?
He's available pitch every day of this week, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
I just meant you saying he potentially was going to crack the starting rotation this weekend.
We had considered it. We're going to stick with the same rotation this weekend.
What did you see out of his outing up at Washington that was, really had him firing on all cylinders to leave him out there for 5 straight?
Yeah, same thing we saw against Oregon State. He went out there and just dominated, really. His mid to upper 90s fastball with 3 pitches for strikes and just overall command of everything that went on in the game. So, a guy doing that, I know of guys on the West Coast right now, he's probably got the most helium late here in the season with all the scouts. The kid's got a chance to really, really do well in this coming year's draft, really well. And for a senior, that's hard to do, and he's earned it.
Against Utah, even though you guys came out with a series win and put up some runs across the board, you said the offense is kind of clunky, and maybe that was mostly due to the weather. This past weekend, you guys score again a whole lot of runs. Just how do you feel like overall as a unit, your lineup is kind of clicking, or if they are clicking?
We score a lot of home runs via the home run, or a lot of runs via the home run. And so, when we're hitting home runs, we score a lot. And when we're not, we haven't been able to sustain an offense. And so I guess if you're playing against us, keep the home run off the board. Or if you're in our uniform, then the more home runs, the better. So, first 2 days at Washington, I think we hit a lot of home runs, but it didn't indicate 2 wins. We were 1-1 when we hit a lot of home runs. And then the last day we won and we didn't hit any, I don't think. And so it was kind of nice to win without a home run on the board, for sure. Bottom line is just win. I don't really care if we're hitting home runs or not. I know it's fun for the fans. It's fun for us in the dugout too. But still, the objective is to win the game regardless of how you do it.
With Maddox, we've talked a lot about his, singing his praises and how well he's done as a true freshman. He's up to 10 home runs. That breaks the record, the true freshman home run record. Are there things that he does on a given day, whether it's practice or a game, where it kind of takes you by surprise? Like you didn't think he had that in his tank, but he still was able to do it?
No. He's done it since he's been here, and ironically, he broke the home run record for a freshman, and that's the second time this season that a different freshman has broken the home run record for a freshman. That's how good our 2 freshmen, and talking about Ryan Cooney as well. He is the first guy to break the home run record for a freshman, and then Maddox broke his record. So 2 really good freshmen in our program, which is fun.
Put Bennett back in the order a couple times this weekend. Just what have you seen from him? And again, last year he came on and was a firecracker last year at this time. Do you feel like he's starting to put something like that together?
Yeah, he had a huge double to get us going early in the game against Washington, I think, on Sunday, and then he had an RBI base hit also on Sunday. Before that, he had some good at-bats on Friday. I think he was 2 for 4, and we hit him in the 4 hole, and before that, we pinch hit him, and he hit a home run. So he started to get hot. It's good to see. Chase Maggers, his competition's also pretty hot, too. I think the game that he started on, I want to say maybe Friday, I think he had 5 RBI game on Friday night. And so to have 2 guys like that are going pretty good is a lot of fun. It'd be, if we can get 9 guys in order to go at that clip, boy, that's a scary lineup to have. It's awfully long.
We haven't seen Mike Friend since I think the Sac State start a couple weeks ago in midweek. Is he dealing with an injury? Is he just working on things?
No, he's unavailable. Yep.
So he's just not pitching this weekend, I'm assuming then.
No, won't be pitching this weekend. No.
Going into the last series of the regular season, where last year you closed out the year winning the series against Utah, sparked a 10-game winning streak. How much does winning the last series of the regular season translate to postseason success in your history?
Well, I think it's important. I mean, we need to play our way in. I think, we're at 34 wins. I think, you got 3 regular season games left. I mean, you need as many wins as you can get going into selection show Monday, right? And so, I don't know. I know that the group, we watched it yet last year, right? With USC and with Arizona State, they both felt like they were probably going to get a chance to get in the tournament. They both went 1-1 in the tournament. felt like they had enough and did enough, and then they got left on the doorstep with the selection committee. And I don't think our team wants to be left on the doorstep. I think they want to continue to earn what they get. You know, on the high end of it, to finish with 3 wins this weekend would be tremendous, you know, for the fans, for our program and everything. And it would give us a chance to finish in second place. And historically, the second place Pac-12 team's always hosted. So that's what we're shooting for.
It's a good point about the postseason and what it can mean, and the way that the standings are now, because Arizona and Oregon State play each other this week. The Ducks can't catch both of them. They could only catch one of them. But you finish second in the league, got an opportunity maybe to host before you go to that Pac-12 tournament. And again, just on a personal note, that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday window, if the Ducks, say, end up as one of those higher seeds and only play on Wednesday and Thursday, just personally, that could work out nice. I wouldn't have to miss any baseball games if my son arrives on time. Scott's been insistent that it's not going to happen. I'm manifesting, all right? I'm doing my best here. Come on, little guy. It'd be nice. All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit of women's golf. Head coach Derek Radley joining us in the Country Financial studio after this. Ducks are in the NCAA Championships starting Friday. Keep it here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, son. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you was.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial studio. Oregon baseball coming up. Oregon softball also in the postseason. 2:30 on Friday. Not Ureski's making the trip, folks. He's headed out there for KWVA. You've got the hometown call for the Ducks taking on Boston first in that Norman Regional. 2:30 first pitch Pacific time. It's also on ESPN Plus on Friday. Oregon softball in the postseason. And Derek Radley's Oregon women's golf team in the postseason as well. The Ducks are en route now. Their first practice round on Thursday. We talked with Coach Radley yesterday to get his thoughts on that great regional third round and punching their ticket again to the NCAA Championships. Never gets old. Ducks in the NCAA Championships starting on Friday. Our conversation with the head coach, Derek Radley. Postseason play for Oregon women's golf continues. Derek Radley is here in the studio, everybody. Coach, Great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
How are
Thanks
things?
So much. Things are great.
Yeah. Well, you know why things are great? Scott, just go ahead. Cut to that camera. I mean, look at this, folks. He brought the ticket punched in.
Let's go.
To the studio. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. Does that ever get old, seeing
No.
the ticket punched?
No, because
Oh,
it's
man.
there's so much that goes into it, and you know, you prepare all season for it, and you hope you can do it in that moment, and just very, very thankful.
Review the season for us. Open floor. How'd you get here?
You know, most people might not know that our sport is really us in tennis are
year-round, baby.
Year-round, right? So it started back in September 1st when you know, all of our ladies showed up on campus. We had 4 tournaments in the fall. We were very successful. We were actually ranked 4th after the fall season, and then the spring hit, and we had some roster change and some of our freshmen really working hard to try to step into that spot. So it was extremely competitive, and you know, not a fantastic early spring, I would say. Some great moments, and but we can always see it. Coach Chrissy, our assistant coach, and I could always see it. So we were constantly, I would say, changing the lineup and trying to figure out who our best 5 were, and then had a great showing at Pac-12 Championship.
Yeah.
Finished 3rd, and then just finished 2nd at the regional.
And had some momentum heading into that regional. So a lot to unpack about the regional, the success in postseason. But I did want to ask you for a little bit of context. Like, you like having competition to see who your best 5 are. Also, as a coach, it probably adds to some gray hairs that you have a lot of competition to see who your best 5 are. Was that an accurate summation for it?
No question. It's not that gray yet, buddy. Come on. It's getting there.
But it's stressful, I'd imagine.
It is, and I would say that one of the nice things about golf is it's pretty black and white.
Yeah.
Right? What'd you shoot? And
Yeah.
so
What was your score today?
What'd you shoot today? But there are certain tangibles that we look for. You know, I'm a big believer in team culture.
Yeah.
So being a good teammate, being competitive, but also being supportive.
Yeah.
Is really, really important. So you know, just kind of seeing that dynamic of you know, when you have it's interesting for us because we don't travel the whole team.
Right.
And
That's
whereas
tough.
most of the other sports travel their whole roster, so for us trying to find that right dynamic of the 5, you know, when they're on the road, but also the support from the ones that are back here and back home is huge. And we had a great team practice, you know, one of our last team practices before we head out for national championship, and I really stressed that and how proud I was of everybody for the supportive texts when we were away. And you know, even though they're not there physically with us, they're there in spirit.
You know, how tough is that, too, for a sport where it's not like every single shot is televised, right? Like you're following on Golf Stat, you know? Like, how does the team that's not on the road with you keep track? I mean, are there strategies? Is there, like, someone that's designated, okay, hey, here's what's about to happen here? Like, how do you do that as a coaching staff?
So Coach Chrissy and I you know, we're constantly texting each other throughout the day. Fun fact, actually, about me, and my team knows this, is I actually don't look at the leaderboard during the tournament.
Yeah, you've mentioned that to us.
You know,
before.
I
don't know how you can do that, Coach.
You know,
I'd be like, where are we at?
Coach Chrissy watches it, and for me, you know, they're doing the best they can.
Yeah.
And so I want to be right there and be positive and supportive for them all the way until the end. I trust them.
Yeah.
And so anyways, but Coach Christy and I typically like leapfrog each other. Like she'll kind of jump out and go to 3, and then I'll go to 5, and we'll be in certain positions where the team really needs us, or certain hole locations that we might need to feed information back. But as far as like the team and the fans and everybody, I think they're just hitting refresh.
Yeah, Golf Stat.
Golf Stat, refresh.
The reason I asked, that's what I do.
Yeah.
So I was hoping maybe there were some other strategies that I can get in on.
And the other thing is you don't know if it's right. You hope it's right.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but you have volunteers putting in the scores and maybe miscommunication there. I'm putting in the correct one.
Something happens.
Yeah.
Well, Friday, coming up, NCAA Championships. You know, to put this all in context, too, you talk about peaking at the right time. That's tough in golf, right? Like, you work through things in the season, then it's postseason. Then you got to be one of the top teams to advance. You've gotten now to this stage. Then there will be another cut line here coming up in a few days. Then there's match play. Like, still a lot on the horizon, but how exciting is it to be at this point of the year?
Yeah, just very, very thankful. It's exciting, but I think you have to be able to pull yourself back in and control the controllables.
Yeah.
We actually hired a new mental performance coach this spring, which he's been fantastic. Kevin Sverduke, and he's been an incredible addition to our ladies. That's great. Has really given them tools, I think, to be able to go out there. And in golf and most sports, you tend to just really get ahead of yourself and be focused on the results. And in golf, you're out there for 4, 5, 6 hours at a time. So you have to be able to pull yourself back in and take it one shot at a time.
And sometimes it's just you, the green,
that's it,
the ball, and it's
that's it.
There's some mental pressure there.
I think we really stress the importance of trying to have that team atmosphere.
Yeah.
So one of the big things that we do is every time you finish a hole, you turn around and you wave to your teammate behind you, and they wave at you no matter what you got. So it keeps that positive flow going throughout the round. But at the end of the day, you can't pass the ball to a teammate to bail you out, so it's on you.
Right, that makes sense. Derek Radley with us, talking Oregon women's golf with the head coach. The national championship round is coming up Friday. It all starts in Carlsbad. We'll get to Carlsbad. I want to look back with you, if we could, to get a little bit of context here. So after the second round in regionals, and remember, the top 5 teams will advance from the regional round. There's like a 7-stroke differential between second place and 7th place, and that cut line, let's just say it was going to be tight heading into the third round. Then the team goes and shoots the best round of the weekend. It wasn't close. What happened in the third round?
So the night before, as a coach, you want to try to keep things as loose as possible. So we were in Auburn.
Yeah.
And we found a good dessert spot.
Oh, good. Nice.
So we went and got some ice cream. It actually took kind of a while. And Jody Sykes, our supervisor, she's amazing and takes great care of us while we're on the road. She actually waited because it was taking so long and then brought the ice cream back for the team so that I could get them back and have a team meting.
Cool.
So she brought some melted ice cream back, but it was still pretty good.
Good job, Jody.
Yes, Jody.
Other duties as assigned.
Yes. But, after that, we went by Toomer's Corner, I think it is, with the tree, checked out some stuff, and just try to laugh and keep it light. And then we went back, had a great team meeting. And then that morning, obviously, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And you wake up, and as a coach, we're playing music on the way to the course and trying to keep it light. And
early tee time.
Early tee times. And so there was a moment where Coach Chrissy and I, we were getting stuff around, and we couldn't find any of the 5. We didn't know where they were. I'm like, okay, we're going off at 10. It's on the other side of the golf course. I hope they show up on time. So I'm like, let's get in the cart and we'll go drive around.
So this doesn't happen to you often, I'd imagine.
No.
Yeah.
So we went driving up onto the practice facility on the range, and I witnessed one of the coolest moments I've seen. Here's a picture of it right here. So our seniors, Chin Soo Chen, CCT, who is from Taiwan, my 5th-year senior, and Minori Nagano from Japan, called our 3 freshmen over and had a mandatory team meeting. And Coach Chrissy and I went driving up onto the range and watched this moment from afar for about 3 minutes while they sat there hugging each other and getting each other pumped up with tears in our eyes. So, culture is everything in our program, and this meant everything to me. So I knew we were going to do something special that day. Honestly, we just kind of stayed out of their way, and the look that they had and the focus they had after this was really, really special.
I have a analogy, and I'm curious for you as a father yourself if this will track for you. Is this like when you don't hear your toddler in the other room for a while, and then you walk in and you notice that they're being independent and playing by themselves and they're doing what they're supposed to do, and you're like, don't see me, don't look at me, everything's good, like just get out of their way?
That's exactly what it was. And I have 3 at home, right? So sometimes it's not always great when it's quiet, but when it is good, and Big Brut, my middle guy Ryder's taking care of my littlest baby girl Zaylee, it's really, really special, and that's exactly what I felt.
Yeah, that's cool. We're going to talk more about that subject coming back. Derek Radley talking with us, Oregon women's golf in the national championship round coming up on Friday. The way that it works, stroke play, cut line, match play, you could be there a while. Here's hoping that it's a long trip in Carlsbad for Oregon women's golf. Part 2 of our conversation with the head coach, Derek Radley, when we come back to the Country Financial Studio after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can make the most out of summer with all your friends. Most of my friends happen to be four-legged.
Your summer starts here, but it all ends June 3rd. Toyota, let's go places. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can make the most out of summer with all your friends. Most of my friends happen to be four-legged.
Your summer starts here, but it all ends June 3rd. Toyota, let's go places. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Continuing our chat with Derek Radley, Oregon women's golf, heading to the national championship round on Friday. Yesterday, we caught up with the coach here in the Country Financial Studio. So you have that moment, and then the team just goes and shoots the best round of the weekend. You end up in first place there for a little while. By the way, the team that was running away from everybody for the first two rounds was the host. Not shocking when they're on their home course, right? You caught them. You ended up playing really well. How do you translate that now, heading into the rest of the way?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm very thankful we had some momentum at Pac-12s.
Yeah.
Because in a team meeting before that tournament, I said I looked at him, and we always meet every night before to go over the round or to go over the course strategy and the whole locations, everything. And I said, okay, I want everybody to raise a hand if you've won a golf tournament in your career. And they all raised their hand. And so I said, ladies, this is something really special, and all of you are champions. And I want you to start believing it. And that momentum from Pac-12 carried over into regionals, and so we're just going to keep riding that wave as we go into the national championship. But I want them all to believe that they're all great players, and every single one of them have the opportunity to go win at any given week. And I think to have that comfort in knowing that you have a great teammate behind you gives them peace in the ability to go out and perform well.
Yeah. Now you've touched too on the competition level, how you've had a different lineup, different scoring. Well, now the dust is settled, I guess, a little bit here moving forward. Break down the roster for fans. What are you anticipating here at the championship?
Yeah. So like I said, we have two seniors. Chin Soo Chen, she goes by CCT.
Great nickname, by the way.
CCT.
One of the greatest nicknames we've got around the department right now.
CCT has really been my rock. She came in my second year here at Oregon and has decided to stay and be committed to this program for her fifth year. She was on the team 2 years ago when we made that run, so she knows what it takes on that big stage. And to see her, she was kind of the quiet one in the past, but to see her step up in that leadership role is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And something that I'm more proud of than any 68 that she goes and shoots.
Yeah.
So, and then you have Minori Nagano. Minori was a junior college transfer from Seminole State. This is her second year here. We missed the national championship last year, and so this will be Minori's first opportunity to play in a national championship. Although Minori was ranked #1 in junior college. She won the national championship when she was there at Seminole State. Her team won as well, so she knows what it means to be on the big stage. And then we have our 3 little freshmen that have quickly risen to the top and really looked up to these senior leaders, but led off with Kiara Romero. Kiara is
pretty great freshman year, folks.
Kiara Romero is from Northern California. I believe she's currently ranked 4th in the country.
Yep.
She's won twice, pretty much set almost every record we have here in her first year, and is an absolute superstar. I think she's grown an inch. I clocked her in the other day. I think she's picked up about 4 miles an hour in club head speed.
Wow.
And is just absolutely gifted. And there's just shots that I come up and help her look at that she just looks at them different than everybody else. And her ability of what she can do out there, you never count that kid out. And then our other 2 freshmen, Tiffany is what she goes by, Ting Shen Wang. So Tiffany is from Taiwan as well. So it's been really cool to see the connection between her and CCT. CCT has really taken her under her wing like a big sister. But Tiffany was the #1 ranked player coming out of Asia. And Tiffany won the Asia Pacific Amateur 2 years ago, which was the biggest tournament in Asia. And she's really – I think her transition into college was a little bit – I think she would say maybe a little bit of a slow start. You know, in golf, it's always been kind of on their schedule, and then when you come be a part of a team, it's different, right? It's on our schedule. And so, but great players play great when it means the most, and Tiff just finished tied for 10th at a regional, and she's coming to life. She's hitting it farther than she ever has, and you can see her comfort and her confidence gaining in this college setting. And then Karen Suru. So Karen has been just an incredible blessing to this team. She's from Southern California, actually from Carlsbad, so we're going home.
Homecoming!
For the national championship. We have to fill out guest passes, so she has 9 or 10 of her family and friends that are going to come cheer on. And I said the more Duck fans, the better.
That's great.
You know, but Karen, she didn't play in the fall and had opportunities as we moved into the spring. But the thing about Karen that earned her this spot is she's the first one at the practice facility every single morning at the Jake at 6:30, and then she goes to class, and then she comes back for team practice in the afternoon. And you talk about hard work paying off. But Karen was an incredible junior recruit, and I believe she won like 23 times on the Toyota Tour Cup.
Wow.
She was one of the best coming out of Southern California, so she's used to big moments too. And you know, she's finished, I believe, tied for 11th at the Pac-12 championship and tied for 16th at the regional. So our 3 little freshmen to join in with great 2 senior leaderships has been a great recipe.
Well, and you know, talk about peaking again at the right time. The schedule ahead, if you could. So we're talking on a Tuesday. Hearing this on Duck Insider on a Wednesday. What's the schedule ahead for the team? How you get ready for Friday when you tee it off?
So we're going to head out Wednesday morning early. We're going to get into San Diego about 10 o'clock, and then we're going to find a spot down there to go practice for a couple hours. And then between 12 and 5 p.m. on Wednesday, the travel day, we're actually all the teams are allowed to go walk La Costa.
Yeah.
So this is the first year for this championship.
Right.
And they have it booked for the next 3 years, but it just went through a big renovation. So it's pretty much a blank slate. There has been a lot of history there in the past, but a lot of the holes are new. The greens are new. So the opportunity just to go out and walk in and go check it out. Not a lot of practice on Wednesday. But then starting Thursday is our actual practice round. Yeah, so we'll tee off about 9:30 in the morning, get after it, check out all the little strategies where we need to be, where we don't want to be. And then first round is on Friday afternoon.
Yeah. So a new course.
Yes.
Get that scouting report really when you're there.
That's right.
Sounds like.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we have we work with a company called Putt View who's been great. So they send us yardage books, and we can get some inside information of some drone images of what it looks like and how it will play. But you know, until you really get on it, it's hard to really. Yeah, you don't know. So excited to go see, and like I said, very thankful to be going back.
Coach Radley, National Championships Friday. Sum it up for fans. Keys to success, what's going to take?
You know, I think for us, keeping our senior leadership in Minori and CCT, we have a great thing going. And I'm really proud. So we're just going to continue this momentum, take it one shot at a time. There are cuts as we go throughout the week, so it's a lot of golf. So rested, making sure we're eating right, taking care of our nutrition is going to be important. But they're ready, and we're there now. So we have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
All right, Scott, just do us all a favor. Show that wide shot again, that ticket punched. Hopefully bringing home a little bit more hardware, some more memorabilia to put up in the Jake. Coach Radley, thanks for being here.
Appreciate it always, buddy.
Appreciate the time. Good
Thanks
luck.
so much. Thank you.
Derek Radley, Oregon women's golf head coach. And also tomorrow, CCT met with the media. We're going to have her side of that story where the Ducks were huddled up, got it done. Pretty cool. Look, that stuff happens. You see those player-only meetings. Those narratives are always a thing, right? Well, then when it works out, it's an awesome story. And that was a fun one for Oregon women's golf. They're competing in the national championships on Friday. All right, when we come back, a little bit from Coach Schumacher on the women's Pac-12 title, some of his thoughts to wrap it up before the NCAA championships at Hayward Field here in a few weeks. Also, back to baseball on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can make the most out of summer with all your friends. Most of my friends happen to be four-legged.
Your summer starts here, but it all ends June 3rd. Toyota, let's go places. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can make the most out of summer with all your friends. Most of my friends happen to be four-legged.
Your summer starts here, but it all ends June 3rd. Toyota, let's go places. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too. Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Track and field, it is Tracktown USA after all. And the Ducks brought home their third straight Pac-12 championship on the women's side and won the last one. And that means something. Coach Schumacher, Jerry Schumacher, congratulations to him and his staff. He gave us a little summary of what went well and how proud he is to have a third straight Pac-12 championship here in Eugene. Jerry Schumacher, coach, talking afterwards.
Yeah, obviously, very important title for us to bring back home to Oregon. It was our third in a row, third conference title in a row, and since it's last, we really wanted to win it bad. The team from top to bottom just got the job done. We had some big performances this weekend. Jada Ross in the shot and disc, double champion. Shelby in the hammer and disc, first and fourth. So that's huge.
Let's go!
Jaden Mays, 100, 200 in relay. Just, double champion in the 1-2 and coming back. We had second, I think, in the relay 4x1. So those were huge performances for the team. And then along the way, we picked up some seconds and thirds and fourths, and everyone was scrapping for points at the end just to make sure we kept our team on top. And across the board, I think the entire team did a great job this weekend. Hard not to talk about the 4x4. You know, it was one of those things where we knew we had to get the stick around, but they went out there and they said, hey, we're going to win this thing, and they did. So that felt good at the end of the meet. You always want to win. You always want to end the meet on a win. So top to bottom, we were talking about the athletes doing the job, but you know, the entire staff, coaches, medical, everyone, our entire staff and team that was here, you know, they had everybody ready, and so that's a big part of it as well. Not only do the athletes have to be kind of in the right frame of mind, but they have to be prepared, and that's what our coaching staff did. So really happy with the job that everybody did here.
2024 women's track and field champions, Coach Schumacher, breaking it down a little bit. And yeah, the 4x4 that he was talking about just went out and won the thing. I mean, you know, sometimes works out that way. Ducks, a chance to podium again. This time, got to get through the NCAA regionals and then national championships at Hayward Field, June 5th through 8th. Going to be here before we know it. And here's my campaign yet again. There's OKC in softball. There's Omaha in baseball. There's Tracktown, USA, Hayward Field. There's Eugene, Oregon in track and field. Just put it there every year. No one does it better. Is it an advantage for Oregon? Well, is it an advantage for Oklahoma and Oklahoma City for softball? It's still the best place to do it. I wouldn't want to move the College World Series for softball from Oklahoma City, nor would I want to move the baseball one from Omaha. And I definitely don't want to see the track and field championships anywhere but Hayward Field. That's me, a track and field fan, talking, not me, an Oregon fan, talking. And I think pretty much everyone agrees with that. Baseball now coming up this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 6 o'clock, and noon. Brews and Baseball tomorrow. GoDucks.com/BSB Tick. Still a few packages left for our Brews and Baseball promotion coming your way at PK Park tomorrow night. Earlier this week, we heard from Logan Mercado. He talked about stretching, and it was really interesting. Duck pitcher, closer, Logan Mercado here.
My parents love the wineries in Walla Walla. They have 2 memberships over there. So Walla Walla is really close to me. I played for the Sweets tournament team during COVID. So, yeah, and I went to a game there once in high school. Got this shirt, so just wearing it today.
Yeah. Did you get to pitch in front of your mom for Mother's Day?
I did. Yeah. No, that was really special. So, yeah, my parents came. My brother got to watch me pitch. My sister, brother-in-law, and my nephews got to watch me pitch on Sunday. So that was really special. I got to do that for Mother's Day. So I gave her a little shout-out after the game. Gave her a big hug. Told her I loved her, so it's great.
Did it mean a little bit more this year to just take 2 or 3 from Washington after I can't remember if they took 2 or 3 if they swept you guys last year?
I just saw it as a series win. Took 2 out of 3. You know, winning a series is always good. We like to sweep, so we still have some anger over Friday. You know, just because we didn't get that game. You know, we really thought we could have won that. You know, felt like we gave it away. So. Wasn't more of, looking back on last year, it was just like, man, we should have swept, that mentality.
How do you guys try to bring that, if not, maybe it's anger, maybe it's not anger, but try to bring that mentality you had into this upcoming weekend against Washington State?
There's not really anger towards, any of the teams that we play. It's always a new year. There's no really backlash that we bring in from last year to this year. It's just, we got games in front of us. We're going to put our best foot forward. We're going to execute a game plan. We're going to go play. And just hope to sweep this weekend. And, we're going to have a good game plan. Coach is always playing great for these teams. So going to go through this series, Pac-12 tournament next week, and we're going to see what happens.
How are you feeling right now? You've been kind of one of the workhorse out back there in the bullpen, a lot of innings this year. You feel good? I know you were started last year, so you got it in you, but how do you feel already?
Yeah, body feels great. Mind feels awesome. Everything's been really good. The weather's awesome. We're getting that time of the year where weather's getting better, body's getting looser. Don't have to do much to loosen up. So that's really good. Everyone's coming together. All our plays coming together. Hitters are hitting, pitchers are pitching right now. So just everything from personally to the team, everything's feeling really good.
Are you trying to find some more consistency down the stretch here at your outings?
Just pitch my butt off every time. I don't really think about consistency. I just, think of putting my best foot forward each outing. So just in terms of consistency, just in terms of, pitching good each time, I have a routine. I stick to it. If something needs to be changed, I change it, and that's the way it goes.
What's kind of changed about Brock these last couple of weeks? Has anything changed, or is he just kind of on one?
Just kind of on one, honestly. Just, just pitching with his hair on fire, pitching with some urgency. Brock's a great guy off the field. We live together, so it's cool to see his daily life, kind of what he goes through to get his mind ready, get his body ready. It's insane what that guy can do, even off the field, just getting ready. He has got tremendous T-spine flexibility. It's really cool to see. I would encourage every one of you to see him stretch one day, because it's pretty unreal. That guy is just a freak of nature. But just to see his development this year on and off the field, it's been great. Dude's a workhorse and works extremely hard, so not surprising to see his success.
Why do you have to be intrigued by that? Can you give more of a sales pitch for come out and watch this guy stretch?
Honestly, if you just want to feel really bad about yourself and feel like you're getting old, go see that guy stretch, because it is just absolutely unreal.
Any other Brockmore tales? Feels like a Bo Jackson skit going on.
Not really a Bo Jackson skit, but more of just like, how do I word this? If you ever hear those folk tales of a Midwestern guy that kind of seems not real, that's Brockmore. That's Brockmore, I would say. So,
RJ said he's kind of a quiet guy. He kind of likes to just do his work and go from there. What, from a guy that's seen him, work with him, what is he kind of like behind the scenes when you guys are working out together?
Yeah, very quiet. Just gets down to work, knows what he needs to do, and does it quietly and does it very efficiently. Brock's just a workhorse, but a lot of things go unnoticed. He does some freakish things with his body, obviously, as I mentioned before. But that's just one of those guys where kind of just works in the shadows, and it shows up in game, and it's not surprising to us because we see it every day. So his success, obviously, maybe somebody outside of our team didn't see it coming, but we saw it coming the whole way just because of how he works.
Is there a message from you, or maybe some of the older guys heading into this final regular season game, and obviously the Pac-12 tournament next week? Is there just an overwhelming message from some of the older guys to maybe guys who haven't gone through it, or some of the younger dudes?
More just cherish every moment. I'm definitely going to be cherishing it a little more this weekend, just because it definitely could be my last time playing at PK Park. I've had so many great memories there, to the coaches, to the players, to the support staff that I've had the opportunity of being around with all these 4 years. Just cherish every moment of it, because you never know when it's going to be gone. It could be gone tomorrow, could be gone today, could be gone 2 months from now, could be gone a year from now. So more of just have fun with it, don't take it too seriously, and just kind of stay in the moment.
When did those emotions start to set in? Where it's like that happened like a week ago, or is it something you woke up with like yesterday morning?
I don't think they've set in yet, honestly. I think I'll feel pretty emotional after the season, with all that. So I'm just saying it now, thinking about it now, but I don't think it's going to really hit me until it's over. At the end of the day, I got a job to do. We have a team. We have games this weekend. I got stuff that I need to do for my team. Guys have stuff they need to do for the team. So I'm going to stick on that. We'll focus on that. And it's not really going to process for me until after it's done, just because, at the end of the day, we still got to have games to win.
Does it resonate with you at all that this is the final Pac-12 series, or is it just another one?
You got to treat it like it's another one to go out there and win games. But obviously, you're going to recognize that it's going to be a big moment in Pac-12 history, just because it is the last time we'll be in the Pac-12 for the foreseeable future, whether it comes back or it doesn't come back. But yeah, you got to recognize the moment. And you got to rise up, and you just got to compete in that moment. So, we're not really worried about whether it's going to be the last Pac-12 series or not. It's just more of, hey, we got 3 games this weekend. Let's go out, play our best for 3 games, and go out and compete in the Pac-12 tournament to the best of our ability.
I appreciated that honest answer on that subject of it being the last Pac-12 event from Logan Mercado. I thought that was great. And if you want to feel old, Watch Brock Moore stretch. We're back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays? The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Finishing up, Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack here with you in the Country Financial Studio. My thanks again to Coach Schumacher, Coach Radley, Coach Waz, heard from Logan Mercado. We did not get to Bryce Betcher today, the two-sport star. That's on tomorrow's show. In addition to a conversation that I'm telling you, you won't want to miss. So let me make sure that I sell this the right way. The finance guy, the one with all the numbers, Billy Blood, Associate AD of Finance and Administration. He's with us on the show tomorrow. We actually recorded the interview on Tuesday. Billy was great. And Billy, I know that you're probably listening today. I'm really looking forward to hearing everybody's reaction to our conversation. Yeah, the numbers guy. See you on the show tomorrow.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal.